Okay, we are live. Welcome everyone to the Signature Spotlight. This is our first time doing this, and I'm very excited. I knew when we wanted to do this that I had to invite Jodi on this first show. First, I'm Melissa Bonesteel, and I am here with Jodi Murphy from Regent Seven Seas. Welcome, Jodi.
Thank you.
Uh, Jodi is, I think this is from what I've heard, somewhat common for Regent employees in general, but Jodi has been with the company for 26 years. I can only imagine it's not because she doesn't like the company. So, Jodi, have you worn many hats in the 26 years? Have you done somewhat of the same role?
A few, I started, this was my, first big girl job right out of the gates. And I started in our call center I think a lot of people, you hear that with a lot of people, and then, moved into the sales roles and sales support, and then a BDM for a central territory in the United States. And then now this job where I host or manage strategic accounts. So they're some of the top accounts that we have with Regent, which you, Melissa, of course, are part of with Dream Vacations.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, guys, I know that people might be joining slowly. Some people feel like they don't want to chat or anything, but if you could let us know you're here, just knowing that we can hear you okay at some point, that would be great. But otherwise, we're just going to dive in, and these are going to be somewhat casual, just an opportunity to learn more about some of the amazing suppliers. You guys, there are so many suppliers out there. And one of my roles is to help you guys determine which one is the right fit for you. I've recently been on a Regent ship. I was on the Mariner in December with my husband, and we just had a phenomenal experience. And so I wanted to share a little bit more about that with you guys because I know that when you're trying to make those decisions, you need to determine, is it the right fit for you, right? So first, Jodi, I just wanted to ask you, I know that Regent is famous for its all-inclusive packaging and what they offer. For a client that's used to other cruise lines, just can you give us a little bit of an explanation of how you're different from your competition?
Sure, Melissa. So I have had the opportunity to sail on other cruise lines that are not all inclusive like Regent, and larger ships to see that difference. I think that depending on who you've sailed with, but the main difference is going to be we are the most inclusive luxury experience. So having shore excursions included is a big difference with us and other partners, other cruise partners are out there, or cruise lines, and even other luxury cruise lines. So Regent is the most inclusive, and that goes with everything. So there's no packages that you have to purchase on Regent. It's just included. So that includes specialty dining and valet laundry, which is such a great inclusion that we offer, from drinks to sodas to bottled water, specialty coffee, gratuities, uh, the shore excursions, as I mentioned, and so on. So everything is paid up front, and there's no surprises when you get on board. So that's the nice thing about it, is you don't have to get out a card when you're on Regent. Even if you have a package that you've purchased, you don't have to get out a card unless you are trying to get into your suite.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things that, so when I travel personally, I don't like surprises like that. I want to just order something and know I already paid for that. And I think that's something that our clients really love about Regent is that they know exactly what to expect. They're not at the end of their trip receiving this, invoice that they weren't expecting. And that it really does make it a wonderful luxury feel to it, right? That it's already all included. And yes, we did take advantage of that wonderful laundry service, and it is really nice on vacation to come back to your beautiful suite and see your laundry already done for you in this nice little box or hanging in a
Yeah.
bag, however.
Oh, so it looks like Melissa dropped off. So I wasn't sure if it was me or if it was her, but she's here. She comes right back.
I'm so sorry, guys. I have no idea what happened. It just froze on me and kicked me out. Thank you, Jodi, for carrying on the show. I was gone.
Well, I wasn't sure at first if that was me or you, and then you were gone, so I knew it was you.
Yeah.
So
Okay, well, I am back. Now let's talk about an itinerary that you guys have had for a while, the Barcelona to Rome. And talk to me just a little bit about this kind of classic itinerary, why it's popular or why you think it's popular, if you don't know for sure.
I honestly, I don't know, and it's hard to say, but I really think that this is one of the like greatest hits of the Mediterranean, well known, safe, familiar. It's got great ports, and yours is specifically different than the standard, round trip or Barcelona to Rome itinerary because it is one of our itineraries, and there's only a few of these that are called immersive overnights. And with immersive overnights, we have one overnight at least in every single port of call. So you get more time to spend in each of these ports rather than so many hours during the day, and then you've got to go back and get on the ship and go to the next port of call. So you can see the city during the day, you can see it at night, and you can select our free included shore excursions and do it both ways. And that is something that's unique about this itinerary.
Yes, and so this specific one we do have with our agency right now, we do have some group space for a September 18th sailing in this year. And so this particular one, as she's mentioning, it's some differences outside of the typical itinerary with the immersive overnights. And it really is just a really, I mean, I look at itineraries like this a lot because this is a very popular sailing. People want to go to these locations. And this really does hit a lot of great spaces or spots. So within this same itinerary is also they're also sailing on the Mariner, which is what the ship that I was just on. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the suites on the ships, but in this specific ship, that's one of the things they just did a refurbishment, and they did a nice little or a beautiful facelift on the suite. So I guess as we're going into talking about the suites, I just wanted to mention that was one of the things for this particular sailing that Jodi just talked about. That the Mariner is the ship that it sails on, and those suites were just upgraded or refurbished. But talk to us about the suites. What makes them stand out to you?
Well, so with Regent also, everything is a suite. So we don't have anything inside. Mariner is all balcony. So no matter where you are, if you're in the lowest suite on the ship, it is not a bad suite to be in. And the Mariner is small in itself at only 700 guests. So imagine going into these ports and having that difference with getting on and off the ship and not having as many guests. So, but the suites are spacious, the bathrooms are spacious, and I haven't personally seen the Mariner since the refurbishment like you, Melissa, but I have seen a lot of pictures, and they completely redone. We've got walk-in closets. All of them have walk-in closets. So, and that is another difference too with Regent is the space in the suites. I mean, probably minimum square feet or so is about 300 with the balcony of 50 square feet. So they're very spacious suites, no matter where you are.
Yeah, and I can attest to that. I've been on other cruise ships as well, and I was very pleased with the suite. Some of my favorite parts, I mean, the bathroom. I have never had such a spacious bathroom on a suite. And guys, we were not in like the nicest suite either. We were in a very nice suite, but they're all very nice. That's the difference. They have walk-in closets, which just makes you feel it's less cluttered in the room for you, and so everything can be organized and put away. There's built-in shelves and drawers, and all of those things are just a very, very nice touch. So I thought it was well laid out, and then the refurbishments just really added to it. Having a walk-in shower on a cruise ship is quite nice.
And it's big too. It's not like you're
Yeah,
scrunched in or you're
absolutely.
ducking because you're tall. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I am tall, so I do appreciate that. Okay, so what is your most popular itinerary?
So when I think of our most popular itinerary, I always think of our round trip Tokyo itineraries. A few years ago, we actually ended up adding more departures of this because what we had would always sell out. So those are quite popular. And then for first time guests to Regent, we typically find those guests in the Mediterranean and in Alaska in the summer and even the Caribbean. So if you've sailed on other cruise lines and maybe not Regent, those are great destinations to also try.
Okay, great. Well, thank you. Okay, so I know we have some solo travelers that were joining this, and so I wanted to just have something just for them. When I was on the ship myself, I did meet several solo travelers, and they just, I really liked connecting with them, and I think that they like that they can just kind of wander and meet whoever they want, and they don't have to be told what to do by anybody else. So I think they enjoy that. But they also seem to be speaking a lot about, meetups and,
Mhm.
things that they would connect with other solo travelers. So talk to me about how Regent makes it special for solo travelers.
It's a great program for solo travelers. We've got a social hostess who is in charge of the solo travelers program. And so every night they schedule a meeting and they'll meet up. If they need assistance or want to dine with anybody, she'll set that up. I know that also I've heard they've set up special guests with them to dine, as far as it could be the captain or an entertainer or anything like that. So I think that you get some special treatment being a solo traveler, and you have the opportunity to choose what you want to do. You don't have to go to the meetings or you don't have to dine with them if you're traveling with another group that's not solo travelers, but it's a great way to meet new people and people on board the ship that you never anticipated that you would have the opportunity to meet.
Yeah, and so I want to highlight this one aspect for those listening. Uh, for solo travelers, you are aware that sometimes you are being charged what they like to refer to as singles tax, and kind of playfully refer to it that way. But Regent does a really good job of providing quite a few sailings at a discounted rate for solo travelers, and some of them are a very, very good discount. And I love that they do that because I want solo travelers to still get out there and experience the world, even if they don't have anyone to travel with. And I actually have quite a few clients that are solo travelers, so it makes my life easier also if I know that I have a partner that offers these sailings that are not going to be, twice the rate just because they're going by themselves. So I think you guys do a really great job of not only providing activities and support and all of that on the ship, but just being able to get them on the ship to begin with, because it can, be an expense that might be out of reach for some. So it's wonderful that you guys do that.
Yes, we have dates that start at no single supplement. So it would just
Yeah.
be a straight one person rate, and then up to, yes, discounted with extra 25, 50, 75, and then full double rates. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, Jodi, is there anything else that you think that they should know about Regent?
I would say that when you are looking at sailings between Regent and other cruise lines, or you're looking at another cruise line specifically, and this is a great thing that Melissa can help you with, is that you want to look at the price to get on and what the price is to get off of the cruise, because a lot of times you can get on another cruise line that seems to be a lower cost, but then you have to add all of these things on the ship that we include. And by the time you get off, you could have paid more or maybe a little less or close to the amount that you would have paid just to sail on Regent. But it's an entirely different experience having a small ship that we have. So look at that, and then that way you can make your decision on really what that value is, and you'll see that value that we offer.
Yeah, and I would agree. And I think that like I'm one of those people that I could initially get sticker shock over a price point, but I'm also a very logical minded, analytical person. So I do like to like look at the line by line and see, well, what is really included. And yes, that is something I do help clients with, because sometimes once you break it down, it's like, oh, it's really about the same price. And I don't have to, I can just do whatever I want. Like I can do it all if I choose to do that, which is amazing. And something I don't want to lose sight of, and I didn't ask a specific question around this, but because I can speak to it personally, I can say that the service on the ships is also very special. And I don't want to like end this without pointing that out, because I'm hugging the people that took care of me at dinner at night when I'm leaving the ship, because I am going to miss them, because when I walked in every night, they knew us by name and they knew our preferred server, and they would put us at our preferred table. And it was not even a question. Like our server the second night went up to the hostess and was like, no, they sit here. Just know that they sit here every night. And I guess that they know I'm a creature of habit, and they figured that out very quickly because they knew that I like that.
Yeah.
But it's a special touch that they do throughout all of it. And it's not just in the dining room. It's, throughout the entire ship that you have that experience. So you guys, very well done. It is a luxury experience. It is one of those things that you just won't ever forget if you get an opportunity to do it. And that's why I wanted you to be on first.
And thank you. And I appreciate that. And one thing too that I want to say is that a lot of people have a perception of what luxury is in their mind. And it could be that they believe that everyone on board is very pretentious and you have to wear ball gowns and tuxedos, and that being luxury and ultra luxury, when that is so far from what you would see on a Regent cruise. The dress code is casual. We do allow jeans in the dining room now in the evenings, but not it's refined denim and dress sneakers after 6 o'clock. But it's a different experience where you're not going to see people with robes and t-shirts and running around in the dining rooms, and it's just a nice refined experience.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I do think, I'm glad you brought that up, because I do know that that can be a sticking point for some, is, they don't want to get dressed up, and some want to, and you can do that if you want, and you don't have to if you don't want. So it really is the best of both worlds. It makes that so nice.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, I am so grateful for your time today, Jodi. Thank you for joining us. It looks like we've had some people on here, and I thank you guys for joining us today. Sorry for the technical issue, and for those that got kicked off. I see some did, but thank you for coming back on. Technology is great until it has issues, right?
Yep.
But thank you so much. And guys, if you have continued questions, if anybody watching this back, I will still see the comments. So please feel free to add comments, add questions. I will answer any questions after this ends as well. But thank you all, and have a great rest of your day.